This is Dave Helling with the Kansas City Star, taking an analytical look at the first Democratic presidential debate in Las Vegas on Tuesday. I thought it was a good debate. You know, a lot of people thought it would be a bit of a snoozer because the Democrats tend to agree on more things than the Republicans do, and the field is smaller. But as it turns out, the Democrats disagreed on a lot of things. They disagreed about the Middle East. They disagreed on gun control, economics, the record. There were some pretty sharp exchanges that I think will help differentiate the candidates as the primary season proceeds. I didn't hear anything that necessarily changes the dynamics of the race much, but it was a good, crisp, solid exchange of different views on some topics. Hillary Clinton, of course, is the front runner. She will remain that. She defended her record. The only time she ran into a bit of trouble, it seemed to me, was when she talked about her defense of banking interests as a senator from New York. That could hang her up a little bit down the road. But she repeated her claim that she would be a woman candidate, which she obviously is. That is a large part of her appeal, and I thought that was effective. She also suggested that she was a progressive who could get things done. That has some appeal in the among independents who may vote in the primaries as well. Senator Bernie Sanders of Vermont continued the themes that he has used throughout his campaign, very aggressively criticizing banks, Wall Street, corporate media, the 1%. You know, his biggest applause line when he said that Americans were tired of hearing about Hillary Clinton's emails. That may or may not be true. That proved to be pretty popular with Democrats. But he then turned very neatly from that to a critique of Wall Street, and I think that's a large part of his appeal. The only problem he ran into was, in my view, was when he talked about guns. He talks about how rural areas like Vermont, his home state, are different from urban areas. That's an answer that won't make Republicans or Democrats very happy. You can't really straddle gun rights, not in this country in this year, and so he'll have to work on that answer a little bit. Martin O'Malley, the former governor of Maryland, was able to push Bernie Sanders to the right on the gun issue, and I thought he did that effectively. He made a slight gaffe when he referred to Bashar Assad, as invading Syria. He is, of course, the president of Syria. I thought Lincoln Chafee was pretty much a non-issue, looked unprepared, uncomfortable, not really presidential material. And then Jim Webb was aggressive, played on his military record. I thought all of that was effective, but he complained far too much about how much time he was getting from the moderators. People don't like to hear whining at debates, and Jim Webb probably missed the mark on those complaints during the exchange. Well, it's the first debate of the Democrats of this season. As I suggest, the field won't be noticeably changed going forward. I do think that Bernie Sanders will remain popular, a part of the race. He certainly didn't say anything or do anything in the debate that would disqualify him. So I think for now, at least, Hillary Clinton remains the front runner, with Bernie Sanders a close second, O'Malley third, and the other candidates bringing up the field. A final thought, we didn't see Joe Biden. Maybe by next week we'll know if he, too, will join the Democratic field. I'm Dave Helling for the Kansas City Star.